LinkedIn is pretty great at a lot of things, like helping you tap into the latest trends and insights in your field. We cannot stop your coworker from tapping her pencil. LinkedIn can help you find new jobs that align with your career goals. We cannot help you find the source of that weird smell in the office fridge. Ew. And while we can't stop your coworkers from bringing their hobbies into the office, LinkedIn can help you bring your career to the next level. LinkedIn is the network that works for you.
This is your fix.
I'm your host, Stassi Schroeder. Welcome to Tell Me Lies, the official podcast. What's the most unhinged thing of season 3?
Steven, because he's so evil.
I do think he is misunderstood.
You see everyone face consequences.
It's intoxicating. The writers just know how to trick you. There's always a twist in this show. Tell Me Lies, the official podcast, January 6th, and stream the new season of Tell Me Lies, January 13th on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Hi, it's Dave here. This is my wife, Kathy.
Hello.
This is the Cinema. It's the podcast where we walk home from the movies. Today, we are not going to the cinema. We've decided to stay at home and catch up on one of the Oscar-nominated movies that we have missed out on. That is Sentimental Value, the newest film from Joachim.
And we've had so many people for months telling us we should watch this film. It got a heap of Oscar nominations, like as many as Marty Supreme, I think, and a few others. So like for a foreign language film, huge amount of nominations.
Non-English language film.
Non-English.
I prefer.
Well, that's what I know, non-English,
Yeah.
but they call it foreign language. And we're going to watch it on Mubi, which is a platform we love. It's on Mubi for anyone who wants to watch it. And yeah, it's been just stacking up the accolades. It was in Cork International Film Festival last year. We missed it. So I can't wait to watch it now. Another film that we wanted to watch this weekend was Project Hail Mary, but we will be watching that next week, so look out for that one.
That is my most anticipated movie of the year.
I hope you like it.
I'm putting it out there. I
You
love
are.
Lord and Miller, love Andy Weir, love The Martian. And I don't know what this movie's about. I've been avoiding the trailers. I love sci-fi
We're
stuff.
not here to talk about that, though. I'm saying we're watching Sentimental Value now.
I'm
So
telling you that I'm excited,
know
and
you
next
are.
week's going to be big for me.
So
It's a
I'm
big week.
forewarning the listeners we'll be watching that next week, but tonight we're going to watch Sentimental Value. Can't wait. Buzzing for this one.
Yeah, I don't know much about it. I know
yeah.
it's about actors, I think.
And a family...
It's Norwegian.
Family drama, which I love.
Yes,
and I know that literally like dozens of our listeners have messaged us to tell us they think we'd love it, and our listeners we hold in very high regard.
Yes, we love our listeners.
Yeah, so
and they have better taste than
they
than
generally
I do.
yeah. So let's go.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
going to watch Sentimental Value.
Well done, you got it.
I was about to say Sentimental Garbage.
Garbage.
We're going to watch Sentimental Value now on Mubi, and then we'll be back to talk about it.
See you shortly.
Bye.
Du kan ikke bare late som han ikke er i byen, kan du det? Få prøve. Er det han? Hvordan var det med filmen da? Hvordan er det å jobbe med Rachel Kemp?
På tiden att vi sätter oss ner och pratar, du och jag. Är inte det?
Synes jeg kanskje det er litt vanskelig nå.
Okay, hi, we're back. We are out for a walk. We have seen Sentimental Value. If it's your first time here at the cinema, we won't spoil the movie until we turn onto Spoiler Street. Kathy, what did you think of the film Sentimental Value?
I loved it. I'm so glad we watched it. I now wanted to win all the Oscars, of course. I found it to be such a wonderful
It won't win all the Oscars.
story. We'll get to spoilers in a bit, but the way this film handles intergenerational relationships and trauma
Intergenerational trauma.
family, and it's just a wonderful film. It's definitely an actor's film. I found the script to be incredible. Like, the opening scene to this movie is so original. It just feels like a real grown-up, original, wonderful. As we were watching it last night, I said to Dave, God, like, only the Europeans are making, like, the style of European cinema compared to when you're watching an American drama. It just feels so different. I loved it. I think it's just such a wonderful film. And I think the kind of central core of the film is like centered around a family house and everything that's happened in the house. And I just loved that as an idea. And I'm thrilled it's up for so many Oscars. It's really cool, you know. It's the kind of film that could have completely passed the Oscars by, but it didn't, probably because of the director. And I loved it. Yeah, I thought it was really wonderful, and I thought it was very funny, and I think it's brilliant. And if you're a movie lover like us, there's loads about movies and writing and acting. Yeah, bits of it I found very funny, bits of it I found very touching.
2 bits that were funny that I can think of.
Like the opening was so funny, I thought. We'll get into it a bit more.
The opening was funny. What? Okay, I can't wait to talk. I don't know what you're talking about.
The actress who's got stage fright.
Oh,
that
right.
whole
Okay.
sequence,
Yeah.
that
Sorry.
was brilliant.
Okay.
I even loved the idea of seeing stage fright explored in a
I
film.
found no, I didn't find that funny. I found that absolutely anxiety-inducing.
It was very stressful as well, but yeah, I just think it had a wonderful tone and pace to it, and I loved it. Dave, what do you think?
I loved it. This film's brilliant. I highly recommend it. It's funny. I'd like to talk a little bit. I know you hate when I just like bring in a tangential film, but
I do.
But we just watched The Bride last week, right? That's the last film we watched.
Mm-hmm.
And you said this is an actor's movie, and I think you're right. It's about actors. It's about art. It's about the process of being an actor. It's about the process of writing and directing. It's about how people express themselves through art. It's about how people can't communicate with the family, even family members struggling to communicate with each other and finding ways to express that through art, to express their own trauma. And I think there's some really beautiful ideas expressed through here. And I just can't stop thinking about The Bride, which felt like an actor directing actors to go nuts and be actors and give big performances. And I feel like you could also call that an actor's movie. And I hated everything all the actors were doing there because it felt completely off, like unbridled, pun accidental. And whereas here, this is I think the 3 main actors are all nominated for Oscars, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
Actually, 4 actors are nominated.
Of course.
So
Elle Fanning as well. Yeah.
So it's Best Actress in a Lead Role, Best Actor in a Supporting Role, and 2 Best Actresses in a Supporting Role.
Yes,
which is unbelievable.
But well deserved,
Yeah.
because these are all beautiful and complex performances from actors who aren't doing the big. I'm a big actor, despite the fact they're doing some of that in the movie.
Stellan Skarsgård, who can be a very over-the-top performer, he's very understated in this film, isn't he?
But it's like, oh my God, the emotional complexity and the depth presented in this movie. The writing as well deserves like attention, and
I think it's up for
the
best script.
subtlety of it right away from the off. Like you say, just before, not the opening scene you're referring to, just there's this beautiful narrated bit about their house, which is central to this story, their childhood home, which has been in this family for generations. The sense of sort of anthropomorphizing a house and the lightness it can feel when it's empty, and the heaviness when it's full, and I found a lot of the dialogue and the writing to be particularly moving.
Oh, the writing is incredible in this film. The script, like, it's one of these scripts that you're watching the film and you could but dream of writing that well, do you know?
Yeah.
It's so wonderful. The house itself is so stunning, like visually to look at as well, and I believe it's featured in other films of his that I haven't seen. So I think you're right on that piece. Like, that's all very special.
I really want to catch up on. I know a lot of people rated The Worst Person in the World a few years ago from this director, and
we haven't
also
seen
starring the main actress who plays Nora Renati Reinve. Sorry, I'm going to butcher all the names. I'm so sorry.
Butchering these names.
But she, in particular, in this film, is I think the bedrock of it all, and it is someone. She's a really enigmatic character. She's someone who you can't really get a handle on, and it's so interesting because we'll talk about it a bit in Spoiler Street, but there's Elle Fanning plays an actress who is trying to get to grips with a character, and she can't quite figure it out either, and it's like they're one and the same. We're trying to figure out this main character and why is she so sad. I mean, we have some sense of why she's so sad, but it's just this like and deep, as you said, intergenerational trauma plays a part here.
I mean, this film goes back, like, we're going back to Nazism in the 30s and how that impacted Stellan Skarsgård's mother.
But it's not
all that stuff. I just found it made the film very rich.
Yes, that's
like,
it.
There's not, we're not just focused on the present. The past is featured, but it's woven in in a really intelligent way without kind of being overbearing either. Like, it's just all
And the
tied in
movie,
beautifully.
I walked away from this feeling like I'm still thinking about all the things that the film managed to communicate in very light ways. Like this idea of one character is a self-described historian, and a lot of this we just see her reading and acknowledging the past, where you've her sister who is doing the opposite, refusing to read, refusing to look or analyze her own past or to discuss it. And one of them has a much healthier outlook on their own life and a much healthier is much more comfortable with themselves and their own position, and the other isn't. So it's just got a lot to say about communication, about trauma,
and about relationships,
about how it can be passed down, and I don't know. It's just rich is a perfect word to describe it.
It's wonderful, and it's an interesting one in terms of the Oscars, because typically bigger performances win you an Oscar, right? Like the Oscars Best Actress race is like essentially a 2-horse race between Jessie Buckley and Rose Byrne, but in essence
it's Jessie Buckley's
It's Jessie
thing,
Buckley's won
surely.
everything so far, right?
I'd be amazed if she
so
didn't
there's
win
no
it.
hope of Nora winning for this film, but I love to see her nominated. We have in the Best Supporting Actress the fact that the 2 actors are from this film. I do think that goes against them, and they're up against
split the vote.
I just don't. There's not a hope, because if you think about it, you've got your one from
Sinners. I'd love to see her win it.
Love her. I'm sorry, now I've forgotten both of these actresses' name, and then you've got your one from what's that movie
for
with
Weapons.
the kid? Weapons.
Oh, I'd love to see her win it too. That's a great category.
They're 2 like outsized roles in terms of how significant they are in the film. Like, there's just no way these 2, like, their roles are very important but very minor in this film.
Yeah, but it's not Best Supporting Role.
I know,
That's not the
I'm just
award.
saying there's no way these 2 can win. But then Stellan Skarsgård, I'm saying he's much more outsized as a Best Supporting. He's essentially the second star of this film.
Yeah.
So he's just ended up in that category. So his role is way meatier.
I know, but that's been something which has plagued the award ceremonies for years, like going back to Jackie Weaving winning for that Australian
Was
one.
it Jackie Weaver?
Jackie Weaver, sorry. She famously in it for like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, but she obviously stole the film, though.
Like,
do you know what I mean?
But I
just think like it has to go to Sinners or.
But you're not judging them. You're not judging them by screen time or their contribution to the film.
Okay, sorry.
You're judging them on
I
their
know you're trying to
performance.
devil's advocate me here. Do you think either of these 2 have a hope in the Best Supporting Actress category?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
You don't think it. So yeah, and I
Tell
can't.
me what I don't.
I
What I think. And
I
don't
can't
think.
remember who the 5th in the Best Actress category is. So apologies. Anyway, Stellan Skarsgård. I wonder about his category. Who's he up against?
I don't know. I don't know anything about the Oscars.
Delroy Lindo.
Delroy Lindo's definitely nominated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
he's such an Oscars
don't steer
expert.
us into an Oscars conversation.
We pay such close attention to the Oscars.
I really don't. I don't get caught up in it. I'm not bothered.
I'm not bothered about any of the award stuff, but I do get caught up by the end in the Oscars. Like, I genuinely I love the Oscars. I wish we could stay up late enough to watch it, but we're too tired to do that.
I would not want to watch it.
I
It's
would,
incredible.
yeah.
Have you ever watched it?
Yeah,
Live?
I love watching it. When we lived
Did
in
it
Australia.
once, like 20 years
No.
ago. Oh, we did in Australia.
I watched it
yeah.
every year live when we lived in Australia.
But it just goes on for like 5 hours.
Yeah, but
It's
I wish
really
I was
boring.
watching it. Anyway, should we go for spoilers on this film?
I think so. So,
But everyone go and watch it. It's on Mubi,
Yeah.
so you can watch it there. You can even sign up. By the way, we're not sponsored by Mubi. You can even sign up for like a 7-day trial and watch it there for free.
there's loads of. I mean,
it's
movie has
such
all
a-
the best
yeah,
ones.
it's brilliant.
I
So-
really want to watch. It was just an accident as well, which
Yeah.
we spotted just before we put this on.
Another Oscar pick, which we will get to. Right, so we are going to spoilers now for Sentimental Value. You may hear some quick ads.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
But I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Okay, we're back now, and we are going to talk about full spoilers for Sentimental Value. You have been warned. Do go watch it, please.
So the scene I was talking about at the beginning, like, it's such a cool way to meet our lead actress. She is an actress. She's on stage. she's
nearly on stage.
about to go on to this big performance. Everyone's there. The house lights go down in this huge theatre. And then she's just like not coming on stage. They're all watching. The lights come on. She's up in the changing room. She's like, my dress is too tight. She's like full on panic attack. And then she comes back down and we're like, oh, thank God, she's finally going on stage. And then she turns to like her co-star and she's like, quick, I need something to distract me. Have sex with me. And he's like, no. Yeah. And then she's like, okay, just hit me. So he hits her and then she goes out on the stage and that was just like...
No, then she runs away again.
Oh, then she ran away again.
And then they have to, and then she starts ripping the costume and they have to
and then
tape
they
her back
sellotape
together.
It's so good.
They have to get her mic back on.
God, it really had me thinking, of all the people involved behind the scenes of the theatre, all of whom, of course, Timothée Chalamet would dismiss. They imagine everything's ready to go, and then your last thing, and the fucking actress doesn't come out.
And
on stage.
can I tell you that the one bit of the film which I found quite unbelievable, and with stretching credulity, is that it's implied that this is not the first time this has happened. And yet they continue to work with this actress.
Yeah, but I said, but she's famous though.
I guess.
Only
I know. I understand.
Only a star can get away with that.
And she is good. Clearly, that the film is telling us she's very good when she
and
gets
they
out
say
there,
like she's been in a very popular TV series, and then they showed.
No, I get that, but Jesus Christ, the torment she's putting her work colleagues.
I know. I just love her going like, have sex with me, and he's like, no. And they showed us she had loads of Instagram followers and stuff, so I did believe it only because of all that. But I kind of, this idea of the father having an absent father played by Stellan Skarsgård is such a good, like, of course it always works in a film, and with this film it's really just showing us the trauma that he's not like a typically like abusive, like bad dad that you'll often see. He's just like wasn't there when they grew up.
Yeah. But absence is abusive in a way.
It just shows you like the deep wounds these women feel. Their mother has died and he's been out of their life, and he kind of comes back because the mother's died and he can move back into the family home again. And it's like they're so angry and embittered at him because of his absence, and that really tracks. Like that, you don't have to be a big scary movie dad coming in and hitting people, and they're just like, you weren't here.
But what I found interesting is the way that Agnes and Nora, the two sisters, process their trauma differently and act differently towards him, and that presents them as both two very complex people on very different paths in life. And that's what I was hinting at earlier, whereas Agnes sits down and confronts her grandmother's trauma, the torture. She absorbs it all.
Oh God, because her grandmother was like
it.
anti-Nazi and ended up being
But she's doing that. She sits down and reads the father's script, where Nora won't. She's the one who is willing to make peace with or accept, the hurt and the trauma that has passed on. But what's interesting is, she articulates it beautifully. The other reason he is a bad father, in that it's not just his absence. It's when he talks about how her performance in the film and whoever that child actress was that was playing the young version of her in that
she starred in the
that
father's
film on the train. Oh my God, what a performance!
It was amazing.
That like just seeing that glimpse of his film, I was like, that's enough to sell me on this universe that he's an incredible director, because that was a brilliant scene. But that's that scene where they have their big confrontation, where he wants to put her son Eric in the movie and she says no.
That was brilliant.
And I think she says, it's not that I didn't enjoy my time with you, Dad. It's that I enjoyed it too much. It reminded me of a few lines from Succession. When his light would shine on you, it felt amazing, right? Yeah. So he can only engage with people through art. Mm-hmm. That's how he can express himself. It's how he tries to communicate with his daughter Nora. And he keeps saying, I'm worried about you. He keeps saying, I want you to read the script. I wrote it for you. Yeah. He says it from the very beginning, and she refuses to. And I love this idea of him and Nora being so unable to communicate with each other. She says that they literally will stand outside smoking and saying nothing. They cannot communicate with each other verbally.
And he only phones her when he's really drunk.
Yeah, exactly, because sometimes people can only express themselves when they're drunk. But back to Agnes and him. Agnes says, then you just disappeared. Mm-hmm. You disappeared, and that is the hurt that he causes. And he says it to his lifelong friend, the director of cinematography or photography, whatever, when he says, I'm sorry I haven't kept in touch. I find it hard to to keep in touch with people in between projects, and he treats
Yeah.
his own family the same way, because he is so like Nora in that they are both chasing and using art as a crutch to express their own hurt and trauma. She says, I feel most alive when I'm building another character.
Yeah,
when
you
I'm
don't see it.
and we see, the only time we see her really confront her own emotions is when she's on stage, in that moment where
then she can cry.
she's crying and she's using it as a tool for her
And he's
acting.
also
And
like, he is a shitty dad, because like...
Oh, he is.
he's like-
Undeniably, he's a shitty
my
dad, yeah.
happiest time for me was when we worked in the film together. And he's like, wasn't that a nice 3 months? And she's like, I'm a 30-something-year-old woman.
Yeah.
And she doesn't say this isn't in the film, but like it's implied, like
Where
the
have you
rest,
been?
The
Yeah.
rest of my life you weren't around.
Yeah.
So yes, you've got some fond memories of this one thing we did together, but being a parent is like being there day in, day out for the uninteresting things as well, you know?
Yes, I completely agree with you. And the film doesn't let Gustav off the hook. I think it acknowledges
doesn't,
that
yeah.
he was a bad father. But I think what I appreciated about the movie is that it, throughout the course of it, as you learn more about him, his own childhood, his mother, you understand and empathize with how he became this bad father, how
Yeah.
he became this man who he is. And it is really just his attempts to process his own trauma. And he, like, clearly, even though they don't give you much of his relationship with his wife, their mother, you get a sense that this is probably the reason they broke up. Like,
Well,
he probably was pushing away, absent, not able to communicate
Well,
properly.
he's like a typical like creator man, where he's like, oh well, I don't need to be at home. The wife can do that because I'm an
yes,
important
exactly.
man, and my world is too important, and I should be able to come home whenever I want and have you act the way I want. But you can't be people with your own inner lives and your own day-to-day
Exactly.
activities.
And he also has very bad traits in general, like
Yeah.
the way he openly criticizes everybody. Like he's this awful, overbearing,
It's
typical.
almost like he's trying to direct their personalities.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Because he's a director.
yeah.
It's really interesting. Like his role is so outsized here that I nearly feel like it wouldn't have been inappropriate for him to be up in the Best Actor category. Like he.
Yeah.
Like I mean, they just were obviously like, we're not going to put him.
It's him.
that
It's him
category,
and
but-
Nora's movie.
Yeah.
It's their movie.
I
really.
love them together, and I love Nora. It's such an understated performance. She's so wonderful, this actress. And I love her relationship with the
she's
sister.
incredible.
And there's this moment where she says to the sister, why didn't you grow up like fucked up like me? And the sister says,
Because I had
you. You grew up with nobody,
Oh.
but I grew up with you, and you looked after me. And I was like, oh, that's
That made
so
me cry.
beautiful. Yeah, such a beautiful film.
That's a lovely scene where
It's a
they.
wonderful scene. And the ending of the film, when they actually all make the film together, I was just like, it's so touching. And I think the film is so nice. Like, it's called Sentimental Value, so it is a sentimental film. But I just love that the film allowed it to be murky and for everyone to have problems, but also to offer hope, and like there's a chance for this family to come together and work through some of their shit. Like, it's not a
Yes.
cynical film, it is a sentimental film, which I love.
But did you notice? And I what I love about this film is they never. Nora and Gustav never actually. We never do see them actually communicate to each other or verbalize any of this. Even at the end, they
Yeah.
never actually have an actual conversation
No, they're
with
not
each other.
speaking at the end.
No, but what they've done is he has been communicating or attempting to communicate with her through the script. She has now read the script and receives his communication, and her way of communicating is through acting.
Yeah.
And she does this. She does his scene. She does the scene which we hear him take Elle Fanning through.
Yeah.
She performs it beautifully, and then they have this moment after that where that's her communicating back to him.
Yeah, I love it.
see you,
Yeah.
which is something that is referenced earlier in the film
Mm-hmm.
by the father. He says, the son said this to me in the in the playground.
Yeah.
I see you. And that's
And I love him,
exactly what she's saying to him. And that moment, and no words communicated, but just like this little smile from each of them. And it's this contentment. And yes, I agree with you. This is, you get a very well-deserved, happy and optimistic ending
Yeah,
to
it's
this.
it's not. And like the other scene where you reference his kind of long-term friend who does the photography for him, they meet up, and that friend is like, oh, I never see my grandkids because my son's got problems and he doesn't let me see the grandkids. And there is a huge generation of of older people who will say, my kids don't let me see my grandkids. And sometimes, like, there's different people can be at fault in different situations. But many times you do want to say to them, but why do you think your kid won't let you see you?
Yeah.
Like, why would someone allow a grandchild not to see a grandparent? Like, that's a very serious thing. And like the grandfather character there isn't reckoning with his own behaviour potentially. Whereas I like the feeling that Stellan Skarsgård is like, he's trying to reckon, he wants to have a relationship. He's coming to the grandson's birth party, even when he gives him like an inappropriate film. Like, I like the idea that he's
was
evolving.
One of the funniest
that was funny.
It's like he was irreversible.
For his 8th birthday. But he's trying to reconcile. It's not just a film about that bad dad who isn't. He's really trying to reconcile.
Yes.
And I just love that as well. So I'm so happy we watched it. So all the kind of most nominated Oscar movies now, if you go back, we have watched One Battle After Another, Sinners, Marty Supreme, this, whatever the top like 5 or 6 most nominated, we've got reviews of all of them. So go back.
You can scroll back.
You
did Hamnet.
We didn't, Hamnet, Jessie Buckley like has to win, but we also reviewed F1 and we are still laughing to ourselves right now that that's
what's that doing
anywhere,
in there?
like other than some sort of like technical nomination, how that's in the best picture is truly a joke.
It seems to have quite a few Oscars.
It's just embarrassing.
Some of the technical ones I'll give it to.
Fine.
Because the racing, the way they captured racing in that movie was particularly
but, like,
impressive.
It's up for best picture. It's like, what planet are we living on?
It's not even, I'd say it's not even the best sports movie to come out this year.
No.
Surely not. Like
Karate Kid Legends was way better than last year.
Well,
anyway, we are going to go now. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed this review, and if you did, please come over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and leave us a review. We'd greatly appreciate it. Or come over to Patreon, where we're watching loads of TV.
Yeah, we just did a roundup of all the TV shows we've been watching lately, including How to Get from Heaven to Heaven from Belfast, from Lisa McGee, creator of Derry Girls. We've got
Vladimir.
We finally recorded our Night of the Seven Kingdoms spoiler episode. That's up there.
We're talking about the Take That documentary. We're talking about a ton of things. So come over.
And we're going to be doing a retro movie club episode this month. So we did Magnolia last month, first time watch. We're doing another one that you get to vote on if you are a Patreon, and you get to chat to all our lovely patrons. Who
and
are better
Spice World, the movie.
Spice World's there as well.
So thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Best som har skjedd deg? Skulle vært der litt mer, da.
USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Tap the banner to learn more and get a quote at USAA.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.